Hello everybody, welcome back to Tpull's Corner. Travis here. We are doing the Wilds of Eldraine Early Access, and I've got a new deck called the Princess and the Mice, and we are introducing you to White's Enchantment Sagas. And based on those two, I did a theme of removal and tokens. So we have 3 blind mice, create a 1/1 white mouse creature token, and then for the next 2 chapters, you keep creating mice until you have the 3 blind mice. If you do have other tokens out, you can copy those instead, so you might get more powerful stuff. But then 4th chapter, everybody that you have gets +1/+1 and gains vigilance until end of turn. Then we have the Princess Takes Flight, the other enchantment saga for white. You exile it to 1 target creature. 2nd chapter, target creature you control gets +2/+2 and gains flying until end of turn. Then you return the exiled card to the battlefield under its owner's control. So there's a lot of potential for this card. You could use it to exile one of your own creatures if they have a good enter into battlefield effect that you want to recycle. You could, if the enemy controls one of your creatures, you could exile that creature and gain control back by the end of the 3rd chapter. You can exile their tokens, and then you don't have to worry about them coming back at the end of turn 3. If they put down a bit like a big 7/7 bomb, you could exile it, and that gives you a couple extra turns to draw a card and find a more permanent solution by the time it gets returned to the battlefield. Ways that we have to get around this: we have Break the Spell. Destroy target enchantment. If a permanent you controlled or token was destroyed, this way you draw a card. But we can destroy our own enchantment, and the creature that's exiled, it goes away. It goes into their exile zone. So it doesn't go back to the battlefield. So if we're worried about a 7/7 coming back at the end of chapter 3, we just destroy it and get rid of it. We also have a potential infinite creature removal with one of the few non-Eldraine cards to make this combo. Meticulous Excavation from Brothers War. Only 1 to bring down. For 3, you return a target permanent you control to the owner's hand. So we could exile the creature, then spend 3. We could bring the Enchantment Saga, because the Saga is a permanent enchantment. We could bring that back up into our hand and just recast it and keep exiling target creatures, as long as we have the energy to do so. The rest is just built around building up the tokens. So we've got 4 Hopeful Vigils, enchantment that create 2/2 white knight creature tokens with vigilance. And this is part of an enchantment cycle among all the colors, I think. You can sacrifice them and scry for 2. We've got Pollen Shield Hair. I didn't splash in green, so I'm ignoring the adventure sorcery to the bottom left. We're just doing creature tokens you control get +1/+1 for each rabbit we put down. The only other non-Eldraine card I do have 1 card to destroy artifacts, because Eldraine, unless you're green, you can't do anything against artifacts. Because there's hardly any artifacts in the set. That's the nature of the Eldraine plane. But, you know, in case somebody's playing like 4 copies of Urbrass Forge or whatever, I felt like I should have 1 potential answer in there. We've got Cursed Courtier. This one has an aura roll that's a negative. You put the cursed roll on when you attach it, it turns you to base power and toughness 1/1. So your 3/3 lifelinker for 3 mana becomes a 1/1. What we can do is we can either break the spell and get rid of the aura and turn it into a 3/3 at instant speed, or we can use Meticulous Excavation and return the aura, the cursed aura, back up into our hand, and then it'll just disappear and we get our 3/3 back. So only 1 in there because I'm just experimenting with it. For removal, we got 4 Strokes of Midnight to destroy target non-land permanent. Although the controller does get a 1/1 white human creature token back. We've got 1 Charmed Clothier, 3/3 flyer, create a Royal Road token attached to another target creature. And we've got Expel the Interlopers. It's a board wipe. Choose a number between 0 and 10. Destroy all creatures with power greater than or equal to the chosen number. So it's dial a yield. If you've got a bunch of 1/1s out and your opponent has a 2/2, a 3/3, and a 4/4, you choose the number 2. They lose all their creatures. You still keep your 1/1s. So I think it's my favorite new board wipe out of all the sets recently. It's my new favorite card. Expel the Interlopers. Got 4 copies. Then we have 4 Virtue of Loyalty. You create a 2/2 white knight creature token with vigilance. That's for only 2 for the instant adventure part. And then for 5, you bring down the enchantment itself at the beginning of your end step. Put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control and untap those creatures. We've got, I think I should increase my filter into at least 3, just because there's so many specialty lands in this Eldraine. Every color basically has like a dual color kind of land they can turn into an attacking creature, like Adventures of the Forgotten Realms. So I'm getting pummeled by those a lot in my playtesting. So we'll try 3 Fields of Runes. I only have 22 lands, because my earlier playtesting, I was flooding out horribly almost all the time. Like I'd get 10 spells and 10 lands. So that was not the right mix. So I'm actually 2 lands shorter than the standard 24 that they give you. My highest cost is 5. And really most of everything else works with only 3. The problem I'll have is if my opponents outscale me with the lands and just put down way too many threats too fast. We shall see what happens. So I got my pet. They got a Regal Bunnicorn, power and toughness equal to the number of non-land permanents you have, and they already have Wedding Announcement, which has been one of the most popular white spells that I've seen this entire time. Let's see, what can we do here? I think we... Do we get rid of the enchantment? I guess we get rid of Bunnicorn so that it doesn't get too big too fast. And, oh, it's a mirror match. They have 3 blind mice. Okay, I don't really want to use those right now. Not against 1/1 tokens. We're gonna have to use a board wipe. Mondrak! Alright. Oh, hang on. I need to do this first. And then we do the board wipe. They can save Mondrak by making it indestructible. Do finally get rid of their army of tokens at least. And then we'll have to exile Mondrak and hope for something more permanent. And let's get rid of Wedding Announcement too. Hopefully they don't have artifacts. Okay, what else you got? Let's try the Courtier. And we'll try our 3 blind mice. And now as long as Mondrak doesn't get 2 other artifacts or creatures down this turn, we can use the board wipe to get rid of Mondrak next turn. If they have an extra Mondrak, then they just want to wait because they don't want to lose 2 at once. Okay, they get Mondrak back, but they are out, so we can do our other board wipe. But they did effectively get rid of 3 blind mice. I'm not going to have anything to copy. Yet another Wedding Announcement right on time. After we've cleared the board twice. My token army is getting beat by another token army, basically. Okay, I guess we'll go ahead and bring down the rabbit. I don't have anything else to do. I could break the spell. Their spell. Let's go ahead and break their spell before they get more tokens. Their second mythic rare already. And a mythic rare planeswalker. What is this Uncle Russ doing? There's one Eldraine card, two Eldraine cards, and the rest is all the stuff that people talked about banning. Okay, they're tapped out again. What do I do against this? I think I have to get rid of Mondrak, don't I? And then we'll get rid of a 2/2 token. And then hopefully they don't have removal and I can fly over and get rid of the Planeswalker. But I'm still in trouble.
Show them how we greet our enemies.
I gotta let him hit me for 4. And hope they don't have a replacement Wandering Emperor ready. And they do. Of course they do.
I hope you're ready to lose.
So this is going to happen to us a lot, actually. They're not supposed to do this, technically. Wizards tells them all the time, we've got a new set of cards, we want to demonstrate the new cards. And people just go... I mean, how many times have we gone up against Mondrak and Wedding Announcements and Wandering Emperor on the regular stuff? And yeah, it just gets kind of boring. But I kind of tie my arm behind my back because I'm almost using like 99% Eldraine cards in an attempt just to show off the new set to everybody. But that doesn't leave us much of anything left that we can do. I mean, I can scry. I can see what was going to come up next. But they've got us. Yeah, there's nothing that could be done there. Yeah, Mythic Rare, Mythic Rare, Mythic Rare, Mythic Rare. You got me. Yeah, if your opponents are just going to use a bunch of Mythic Rares from the other expansion sets, it's going to be pretty much hopeless. We would need to get really lucky to beat that. Let's see if we can find a match that's got people more playing in set. We didn't do bad, right? We got rid of 2 Mondraks. And we made them get rid of their own Wandering Emperor once. Not a bad showing overall. And I have to wait to find an opponent. Y'all can skip ahead if you want. We're getting later into the evening. The event goes all day, but a lot of people might be breaking for dinner or stuff. This happened at the last early event. I've done one more before this. I did the Lord of the Rings early access, and the later it got, the longer and longer it took to find opponents. Alright, we get to go first. Okay, let's try a knight for starters. Yeah, it's not Eldraine. Let's see. Yes, we missed a land drop already, so we're kind of stuck. This is going to be a... They did counter-programming, right? They were facing Eldraine, so in order to beat us, they're going to put in a bunch of artifacts, because we don't have much answers for artifacts. That is an instant, so we can sort of afford to wait that, right? Let's go ahead and... we'll exile that. And then we can afford to attack with both of those, yeah? Ouch. Also not an Eldraine card. I guess we stopped them from getting a 4/4 dragon? I could have used Break the Spell on it. So maybe that was a mistake. Notice I only have the one 5-drop creature, but I got that one early. Tengu Colony, when it dies, you get a creature. Oh, hello. And we're dead already. Oh, it used Rebel Salvo. Okay, so it killed it, and then when Tengu Colony dies, create where that's the amount of damage done to it. So it created 5, and then the Devilish Valet combo. I like that. I like that a lot. I'm probably going to steal that at some point. I've got a big Devilish Valet playlist on my YouTube channel. It is one of my favorite cards to use. So that combo looks delicious. That was kind of the perfect moniker for them, but I misplayed. I was supposed to take out the Devilish Valet instead of the enchantment. I could have taken out the enchantment with my my 1-mana spell, so I could be playing better. Part of my issue is what I've been running up against with my tokens is my enchantment sagas are getting worthless because they keep removing all of my tokens before I can make copies of them. But they're not using Eldraine cards for that. Okay, another rat deck. Might be too fast for us. If we can't get to 5 lands, we do have 2 board wipes. That might help us. Might help us survive just in time. Problem is there's all these death triggers, right? As soon as it dies, it still gets stuff back. That's a lot of rats. Oh, there goes my lands. He did an attack. Let's try another night. And this is pretty common. They use Convoke from March of the Machines because they have so many rats. It's so easy for them to get the rats. Makes for a good Convoke removal. This is a very popular deck today, actually. I've run across this a couple of times. Alright, we do get enough. We can't really do anything else this turn. I mean, we could scry, I guess. Jeez. Maybe it's too late for the board wipe. Did we just die? No, we're almost dead. Alright. We'll try it. If they have anything with haste, we're dead next turn. Yeah, they create 1 rat there. Oh, they had the Wicked Auras on it. Okay. Yeah, that came from here, right? For each rat, create a Wicked Roll token attached to their rat. So even the board wipe was not fast enough. And we're waiting. There we go. We have our combo for the infinite removal, so we just need to hit our land drop. Might not work against the swarm decks like a bunch of 1/1 rats, though. Got our little fairy pet, does the pirouette. It looks like farts out a blue diamond at you, right in your face. We could destroy that enchantment ourselves. Draw a card and scry 2. Instead of paying the 3, we just do it for 1. They're spending a long time. That was a long time to do absolutely nothing. Okay, let's put this down. We have vigilance, so let's just go ahead and attack and see if they want to trade. They want to cut that down, okay. Let's go ahead and break this. Since it's our permanent, we get to draw a card, and then we get to scry 2. Okay, I like both of those. End the turn. And it looks like my opponent's having trouble drawing land. Never mind, they've got cheap stuff. Alright, we will use Princess Takes Flight. We will exile the Harvester. We'll be done. They've got red, black, and blue. But if we do this right, we're going to exile everything, so the Likeness Looter isn't going to have anything in the graveyard unless they draw and discard their spells themselves. You're just going to hit us instead? Oh, there's a Trespasser. Alright, let's bring this back up. Gets exiled. That's our turn. Need a little bit more land we could use. Doesn't really matter what they take out of our graveyard. Wait for them to decide what to discard. They discard Virtue of Persistence. Can they bring that back later? So, Virtue of Persistence, at the beginning of your upkeep, you put a target creature card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. So we're going to keep a copy of Break the Spell in reserve in case they put out one of those. And in the meantime, that's 3 creatures down. It's time for a board wipe. And now what can we do? Actually, a lot of nothing, right? Because everything's reactive here. I need to wait for my tokens and creatures. And so even at 22 lands, we've already got 7 lands out. And you can see that's 7 lands and 7 spells. Alright. Now, we can do the exiling and bring back up all at once. And they know we have Expel the Interlopers, so they know we have board wipes, and they know we've got single removal.
No more watching. It's time to do something. Come on, Chandra. Think on your feet.
I think they... 1, 2, 3, 4... Oh, that's a lot of lands. Okay, that's what Strokes of Midnight is for. You can get your 1/1 creature.
There's still hope.
And then we'll get rid of that token. And they have this type of stuff. This sort of harkens back to the Adventures of Forgotten Realms, where there were so many different lands that could become creatures. So we're just going to get rid of you now. Let's see, where are you? Get rid of Restless Spire. Go get a Plains. I'll bring this back up before we lose it. And let's go get a token finally. Oh, hello. Make disappear. Classic spell. So now we're going to have to play around that. Haste creatures are a problem for us. And if he has another one of those, we could be dead. It's almost like the deck is geared against it. Why are we flooding out with all of this land? Bring you back up. Okay, we have a creature down. Finally. Never mind. We'll destroy that. What do we got here? Create a foe token. Create a wicked token attached to target creature. They don't have a creature out yet. So I think we just leave that the way it is. Let's go ahead and draw another card. It's another land. Okay. That's 11 lands versus, what, 10 spells? 9 or 10 spells. Okay, here we go. We get a mouse token. 1 mouse. 1/1 creature token. That's all we got. That's all I want. I just want the mouse. I want the mouse to survive for a turn. That's all I ask for. And Virtue of Persistence. That's why we were keeping this. We're finally going to get to copy a token. And we get to increase the token +1/+1. And we finally get to attack. We just need to worry about how many more of the Realm Scorcher Hellkites they have. Okay, they get rid of the hair. Go back to 1/1 for the blind mice. Didn't say it's blind. You're supposed to know that it's blind. It just says it's a mouse. We have 3 blind mice. Charmed Clothier. Okay, we attach the Royal Roll to the other mouse. Attack with the 2 that don't have Summon Sickness. And now one of our mice has +1/+1 and Ward 1. And we finally got to a good demonstration of the deck. They've got a good mix of Eldraine cards in here, but they've also got, you know, a bunch of other, you know, removal, counter spells, stuff like that, planeswalkers. But we were finally able to go ahead and demonstrate our infinite removal combo and building a token army, which are basically the 2 themes in how we want to win. They killed one of my mice! Animal cruelty! Get rid of a land. Did they get anything that will help? They gain some life. Mythic Rare Planeswalker. That might help a little bit.
I bring order to this.
No, they're still fishing for something
world.
better.
You wish to know
Restless
my
Spire?
secrets? Very well.
Let's go ahead and give the flying to that. And I don't think they have enough to activate it, right? Where is it? Let's see, how much do they need? +2, but it's tapped. So they only need a blue and a red, but I just want to look because it's so hard for me to see these because they've got so much alternate art here. I think we just go ahead and hit them. Alright. There we go. Infinite removal of the creatures and token army using the 2 white enchantment sagas from Wilds of Eldraine, the new expansion coming from Wizards of the Coast. Order your supplies now. We'll go in and show you the deck one more time. So I've got maybe 3 other Meticulous Excavation decks out of the hundreds that I have. I think it's an underrated card, but here's it's a really nice infinite removal combo. And you're probably not going to see this anywhere else because I just don't see anybody else using Meticulous Excavation, and it's certainly not been used against me today. So that could be a nice trick to take out in case you want to try out the new Enchantment Saga. So leave any comments or any questions that you have. I'm going to create a new deck and hopefully make yet another video that we can play to demonstrate other cards in this set for your education and amusement. All right, thanks everybody. Remember to like and subscribe. We'll catch you later.